acres, gas-free St. Lucia. Tune in on 95.9 FM or online at revupslu.com. Call the studio at 572-9710 or WhatsApp 287-0971. Call the office at 572-0383 or 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Our drive is next, brought to you with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
In moments of loss, finding comfort and support is essential. At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we understand that every life is unique, and honoring that life is our mission. Our dedicated team is here to guide you through every step, offering personalized services that reflect the cherished memories of your loved one. From traditional funerals to modern celebrations of life, we provide a range of options tailored to your family's wishes. Whether it's a simple service or an elaborate tribute, we ensure every detail is handled with care. Let us help you create a meaningful farewell, honoring the legacy of your loved one. To learn more about our services, call 758-452-2021 Castries, 758-454-9239 Viewfort. Visit us at www.rambalisfuneral.com. Rambali's Funeral Parlor, where memories are cherished and love is everlasting.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X. Welcome to Hard Drive for today, Tuesday, the 9th of December. And let me let our listeners know that I think because of the programs which are normally on, like Meet the Minister, Meet the Opposition, etc., we've have to make some adjustments to our programming just for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So come January 2026, we'll be now introducing some new programs during these slots, because I don't know yet. I have to wait and hear what's going on with Meet the Opposition. I spoke to a head honcho in the party. The person took my call, and they said now they have to decide what it is that they're doing. I think I got that answer because they're going through their hurt. I could hear it. I could hear it in the person's voice. So, but where the Meet the Opposition is concerned, it's more likely that show will continue. More likely.
Meet the Minister.
Meet the Minister. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, Meet the Minister. More likely that that program will continue. And I know for sure that Mary Polius has indicated that she wants to continue with Paul Politic. I guess maybe in a new format. Yeah, because the format that existed doesn't exist anymore.
That is true.
Yeah, no need for that format. So let's see how things work out. Okay, this morning somebody called the show. We're talking about writing wills and so on. And the person made a joke and said he'll include snow in their will.
Oh, really? Whoever you are, thank you. I'll let her know later. Really?
Somebody said that.
That was a joke, right?
Yeah, because
some people are animal lovers.
Yeah, we were talking about writing wills and so on. I don't know if you got a chance to.
I got to listen for the most part.
Yeah, so you know where we're coming from this morning. I think it was something important.
It is something very important, Andre, and I'm happy that you and Nikki had that discussion this morning, because so many people avoid putting a will in place for so many different reasons. They already know their family dynamics, the infighting, so they're not sure who to give it to, and they're trying to decide. But a lot of us don't really think about our mortality. It's uncomfortable for someone. It's really, really heavy, and it makes us stop and we need to really stop and consider, if something were to happen to me today, what would happen to my assets? Would my family be fighting over it because I didn't decide what to do, because I thought I still had some time? So that's another reason why people kind of delay having a will done, because they figure they still have time.
Yeah, that's
and it's expensive.
One of the major
Some people
reasons
might not have the finances readily available to get the will done. And I would also add too, there's a misconception about getting a will. Some people think that getting a will is for wealthy people. It's only for the wealthy. I don't have anything, so
Well, I think we can understand that, Kina. What if you have it just a little?
No, but what if you don't have a car? What if you have land, even though you do not have a property on it, like a physical structure on it? That's still something that people can fight for. They fight for vehicles, they fight for things, household contents. People fight for everything.
Sometimes they leave the land. The land is there, but it costs a lot of money
To go through the process.
to go through the
lawyer
process,
fees and so on.
especially surveying the land. Okay,
It's cheaper to get a will done than to have your
it's,
family go through
even
that
if
process.
they do the will and they leave that for you. Some people don't even bother with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because it's just too expensive. Well, I shouldn't say it's too expensive. Let me correct that. The person that you left it to can't afford it. There's a big
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, because there are people who can afford it. Once upon a time, I remember in my life when I longed for a bike. I always wanted a bike.
Really?
As a kid, you want a bike. And of course, the time came where I could afford to buy
A bike.
5 bikes if I wanted to. You understand? I was working, I was
Right.
making money. But guess what? I
You
wasn't
don't
interested
want
in that.
anymore.
Yeah, and it was something that was within my reach. But now I was in another position, I was in another place where I could have afforded to buy a car. You understand?
So you got the car instead of
It's
supposed to
of course,
get in the
and I've never stopped. So, so for some people, they have it, they get it in a will, but there's nothing much they can do with
That's
it.
true. That's true.
Some
too.
people even have to sell the house because they can't afford to manage the house.
They
I
can't
remember there was a
afford to
lady.
manage. That's true as
I like
well.
stories, I like stories. There was a lady who used to live in Cap Estate. Her husband died and he left her the property. And she said to me, Andre, my husband left the property for me. I cannot afford to take care of the property. He was the one that was
Doing
the this and that and the other, and he could have afforded it. So she told me she'll have to sell it. Yeah, she could not afford to take care of the property. Now, our last caller this morning put a nice twist to the show. She said that she already has her I think an insurance policy, and she has certain beneficiaries on the policy. But she said she doesn't like the way things are going with those people who are actually
So she's
the
thinking
beneficiaries.
of
Oh yeah.
you see, that's the thing as well. When you're still around, the way people treat you when you're alive, and even during your illness, speaks volumes. And that's where it's very important as well to put a will in place. And even when it's not happening, you just never know. You could be in a car driving from point A to point B. Something happens to you. You're the sole breadwinner of that family. What happens to your children? What happens to your significant other who's at home taking care of that household? And especially if you already know that your family, they're like vultures. What do you think is going to happen? Next thing you know, that lady is out on the street. They're ready to take her head off. But even then, Andre, when wills are put in place, you still have people fighting.
And some people actually contesting the will as well. That does happen. Yeah,
We've heard so
people
many
say
stories
you
about
didn't
it
do
too.
it when of sound mind. Yeah, so you have to go to court now and make an argument that the person did that under duress.
Yes, a lot of people do that as well. Some people just feel entitled. In cases like that, that's my mom, that's my husband, it's mine as well. Really? Is it? You didn't work for it.
And without mentioning names, there are people who are just not around. They're just not around for example, parents. They're just not around. I know a particular situation where both parents died. The children did not even know, did not even care to know. Right?
Oh,
They
wow.
they
That's
didn't.
heartbreaking.
They didn't care to know. And guess what? When the second person died, everybody's now back now, making demands. Yeah, because they're legitimate children. Yeah.
It's sad when you hear of stories like that some people just wait for you. They know what's up, what's at stake. So I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna wait because
Bide my
I know.
time.
Yeah, I'm buying my time. So when you die, I have everything. Some people actually do that, and some people live in households where they have accumulated all the wealth, and the individual taking care of them is just buying time and making their lives miserable in that household, knowing that, hey, my name is on that will, or I'm gonna get something. So when you die, it's mine. And they make that person's life miserable, maybe sending that person to an earlier death. There are instances where it happens.
By the way, let's say good morning to our viewers on DBS. I believe that we're on DBS. Not too sure because this is the Christmas season. Maybe they made some adjustments to their Christmas programming. I think you said you'd follow up yesterday.
I tried calling, but I'll have to call again. I didn't get through yet.
Also, I like a lady that's keep her word. Yeah.
I'll call again.
I like a lady who keeps her word. I like that. In fact, whether
Actually, I
it's
can send
female,
her a message
males,
now.
I love it when somebody tries to keep their word. That impresses me, man. I love
called,
to see
but I
that.
didn't send a WhatsApp message.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question before we move on. Now we're talking about past, wills and things like that. Would you like to? Because I spoke about the fact that there are some people who, over a period of time, right, accumulate a lot of wealth, dry cash. Okay, or should I say wet cash? they have cash in the bank. They have land. Okay, they have houses and so on. Some people have quite a few houses. Okay, they may have a business. They may have investments. Right. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They have quite a few sources of revenue, income all over the place and so on, right? And they've done pretty good, not bad. And I'm beginning to find out that we have a few millionaires in St. Lucia.
Yeah, we do. We've been saying that.
They actually have a few millionaires in St. Lucia. I thought it was like hard to come by a millionaire in St. Lucia, but apparently that's not the case.
We have a few.
Yeah, from talking to certain people, and certain names came up. I was like, wow. I was one time I was at this auction, right?
I remember.
I was there, and I remember they were giving away some really good prizes, right, for like $1,200 or $1,500, whatever. But something that would cost like $20,000, right? But this auction, and I see people raising their hand. I say, what? I don't have that kind of money saved, much less to go to an auction. I miss it. So let me ask you a question now, and let me ask our listeners a question as well. Would you like to accumulate a lot of assets and wealth and so on? Would you like to be like that?
Not really, no.
No, why not?
The more you have, the more you spend for the upkeep of a lot of properties and so on.
But if you have it,
I'm aware of that.
but if you have it,
But
why
if
not?
I do have it already, then
No, I'm saying you have it for the upkeep. You have it.
Yeah, but then the taxes, I don't want too much. Not too much of it.
So what would be too much for you? Would you like to be a millionaire?
A trillionaire? I'm just playing. I never thought
I don't
about
think
it.
our economy can afford that.
I never thought about it. I actually I've always said to God, and that's something that I've always prayed for. I just want to be really, really happy and comfortable. And as long as I'm happy and comfortable, and
but do you even know what being happy is? What's that?
what's being happy?
To me, that's something ephemeral. It's just like some vapor or something that just disappears. What's
Me not
happiness to you?
having and living with daily stresses of life, in terms of the people around me, in terms of my workload and everything of that sort, and being able to sustain myself on a daily basis. I know pain comes with my health, so that's one factor that I can't change. But the other
But hey,
aspects
hold
of
on.
it,
But everybody has experiences pain
Yeah.
to some degree or another. You experience pain, so your pain may be, in your situation, which I totally understand. My pain will be something else, but everybody gets that thing called pain. Everybody. There's nobody's exempt from that one. Yeah. Okay.
but
so
I
yeah.
seek happiness in almost everything. I've learned to just let things go when it does happen. So especially with someone upsetting me, I've learned what it does to my system, because it takes you so quickly to get angry or frustrated, and it takes you more time to be calm. So I do not let anything get in my way of my being to get me angry and frustrated. That's one. So when I actually seek out ways for me to be happy, I don't just stay there and be like, okay, I'm gonna rely on Snow, I'm gonna rely on my mom or my dad, or when I say my dad, I mean my stepdad and my family members or my friends. I actually seek out things and stay away from things that is negative to my being, that would spoil my day at any cost. So for me, that's what happiness is to me, and really praying on a daily basis. Because again, we didn't know that before. We do know that now, that science is now saying there's a spiritual aspect in terms of when you do pray, it awakens all your senses and it keeps you calm and centered. So science is now saying that. So that helps. And I just love to laugh, Andre. That's something else. But for me to amass maybe $1 million is not something that I am seeking. If it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking for a psalm there that talks about finding happiness. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's Psalm 34. Let me see if I can find it there. All right.
Let me see if AI will help.
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's somewhere. Oh yes, it's somewhere. Oh yeah. Right. It says here, that's in Psalm 34.
I will bless the Lord at all times.
Verse 11.
Oh, verse
It says,
11.
Come, my children, and listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Hear what it says. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, right? He's asking, that's what you want, right? That's what you were saying a while ago. You want to feel happy, and I think everybody wants that,
Yeah.
right? So he says, if you desire to see many good days, he says there, now these are the conditions. Keep your tongue from evil, right? From speaking evil. I guess that would be saying bad things, wishing bad things. Maybe cursing people. I'm just guessing.
Encompasses it as well.
Yeah. So keep your tongue from evil, and head it, and keep your lips from telling lies.
That is true as well. Because you know what happens with lies. If you lie, you have to continue that lie.
Okay. So stop telling lies, and turn away from evil. Okay. So don't do the bad things. Okay. And it says do good, and it says seek peace and pursue it. So not just a question of maybe talking about it.
Yeah.
But you got to go after it. So if that's what you like, so here's Psalm 34 telling you exactly.
Well, I did say I'm
the formula.
My happiness. I find ways and I do things to not let any negativity and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you said, that Psalm just came to my mind.
Anything that you want in life, whether it's no matter what it is, you have to constantly seek it. It's not gonna just come just like that. It's something that you have to seek.
Okay.
It took me a while to get to that point, but and I did. So I'm just really thankful.
Okay, so let me just take care of some house chores as always. Good morning to the folks at the Tommaso Bread Place. Do you know anybody there?
Yes, Lynn.
Have you actually made an effort to actually go there and meet the family and so on? Have you?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah?
If I'm in that area, I would stop and get bread and something or whatever. That's about it.
So when was the last time you did that?
Months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're nice people. Yeah, they're nice folks. Nice folks. So today, the Tommaso Bread Place, the menu is stewed pork, saltfish, saffron rice, ground provisions, potato salad, lentils, and garden salad. Okay, so that's what's happening at the Tommaso Bread Place today. Stewed pork, saltfish, saffron rice, ground provisions, potato salad, lentils, and garden salad. And remember to try the wide variety of sea moss beverages, which include coconut, ginger, peanut and peanut punch, and regular sea moss with flax seeds and chia seeds. So that's the menu for today at the Tommaso Bread Place. Once again, stewed pork, everybody's favorite. Everybody stewed loves pork. Saltfish, we love saltfish as well. Saffron rice, ground provisions, potato salad. We love a potato salad. Yeah, lentils, great for gut health. Can't get away from that one. And garden salad, all the good stuff. All right.
The garden salad and the saffron rice, please, and the lentils. Thank you.
All righty. Okay, so let's say good morning and happy birthday to Charmaine, one of our regular listeners and viewers.
Good morning, Charmaine. Happy birthday to you. I thought you were going to continue.
No, that's your job. That's your job.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy. Am I going right?
Very good.
Birthday. Happy birthday. That's all I could do.
I'm sure Charmaine loved that. She called the show this morning, actually. She was the last caller.
Good morning, Charmaine.
So I was there teasing this morning, saying I'm not sure what her last name is. Because these days she's married. She's unavailable. She's unavailable. She's not in the market anymore. Taken already.
That's good. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, taken off the shelf.
What's her surname?
No longer available. She didn't want to tell me.
Oh. I'm sure you're going to find
you
out
want to tell me
somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, so Charmaine got married, and she speaks very, very highly. I hope the gentleman is listening. She speaks very highly of this husband of hers. Very, very, very highly. So let's hope that I wish her all the best in, for her birthday, and of course, her marriage and so on. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you meet somebody who has a good heart.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Can't go
That's
wrong.
very important in this life. Yes.
Okay, so the 12 Revs of Christmas, that continues today.
Today.
Tell us what you did yesterday.
And yesterday,
Tina.
what I did was that I played a snippet of a part of a movie, and I asked the listeners to guess what movie it was. We had so many people chiming in on WhatsApp as well. Some people responded via text, and they got it correctly. But our winner, oh my gosh, she was so excited, and I usually play with the listeners, right? Sometimes I usually play with them, and I said, "Are you sure?" And she just repeated the exact line. So it was really, really fun that she did. So congratulations to Miss Flash.
Okay, that's
her name is Flash.
Flash, wow. No joke?
No joke, Flash.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Flash. I'm sure she'll be, she's probably one of our regular listeners.
Yes. Oh, yes, she is.
All right, so if you're not too busy on a Friday, I know there's so much activity in St. Lucia on a weekend, man. There's so, especially up north. But Dax has a very nice place up there, where it's formerly the Triangle Restaurant, where they used to be there. But Dax has built a beautiful place there. It is beautiful, but it's kind of at the backs, someplace there. Yes, so most people who are coming in the area there, I guess it's a little challenge to come and go through that section there and to come to the place. So it's a little challenging, and it's picking up, but still needs some support.
But what is the atmosphere like when you get there, Andre? Because you've been there before.
Yes, I said it's beautiful. The people are nice, very, very friendly.
Food?
Yeah, the food is great. He has a chef there, and the food smells nice. When you say walk inside, I can smell it. So you have that there. You have, of course, well-stocked bar. Can't get away from that. And of course, you got good music, man.
By the man, the old school master.
You got great old. And by the way, he insisted it's got to be old school music.
I remember him saying
he's
so.
insisting that it's got to be old school music. So that's why I was selected. But these days it's hard to get an old school DJ. And I have to think about it. Yeah. Apart from Shortman, Shortman
is really good too.
Yeah, very good. You have Iowa, but Iowa is not 100%.
Yeah, not 100%.
I can't think of many other guys who are into the old
I've
school.
always heard just you, Shortman.
Yeah, these days, and we had quite a few back in the day. Quite a few, but of course, fellas are getting older as anything else.
You can't jiggle like before.
and they move on to other things. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of the other fellas. Yeah, so just a few left. Just a few of the Mohicans.
Wow.
By the way, did you watch the Reverend?
I started and I fell asleep.
Look at him, you're kidding me.
I'm going to finish it off with
So
Snow today.
up to where did you watch?
The part where they were chasing him.
Okay. Did you see where the bear attacked him?
No.
You haven't seen that? That's the best part of the
I
movie.
was in and out of sleep. Snow was
no wonder. Okay. Well, make sure you don't miss that part. Make sure you don't miss that part, because that, I don't know why I say Hollywood is just the greatest.
I'm gonna finish
I mean, to
off today.
make something look so real, to make it look like the bear was actually attacking the guy, that is incredible.
I haven't seen that part.
Off
I
the
haven't
charts.
got to that part yet.
Off the charts. Yeah, so make sure you watch that part, all right? And whoever else is going to be watching the
Snow.
Reverend. Snow probably watching, he was probably barking at the bear.
She kept Snow. I have a video of Snow watching something on Netflix. I'll show it to you after. She's like really. She sits and she kind of just watches.
You got it. You kidding me?
Snow is different.
All right. Okay. So before we move on, I was watching again. I was watching some stuff on YouTube. I was watching Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan has these interviews that he does with all kinds of people. Especially he kind of like does stuff. Basically, what's happening in the U.S. and England as well, but most of the U.S.
Most of the United States.
Yeah, he has a fascination with what's going on in the U.S.
Was the host of a show then too.
Yeah.
Before returning to the UK.
Remember I was telling you yesterday about this lady who's running, I think, for Texas, someplace.
Yes,
she was
you mentioned it
running for
yesterday.
Texas, either governor or whatever she's running for. And the lady unashamedly saying to, Muslims to get out of America, go back to where you come from, and you and your old religion. I mean, really disrespectful, distasteful, right? This is somebody that's clearly, you are a bigot.
She's clearly stuck
You're a bigot.
in her own world. Like
she's
nothing else
a
matters.
bigot. She's into bigotry, where you don't tolerate other people's right to make their choice. Who are you to come and tell people go back if you're really? And she said, "Oh, she's a Christian. She's a Christian."
Be a Christian and talking
but she's making Christianity look really bad.
Christianity.
She's a terrible spokesperson for the Christian faith.
She is.
But the point I was making yesterday, I'm going to make the point today again, is the brazenness that they feel no shame right now to come out and say those things. So you have to ask yourself the question, what has happened over the last few years that they have many of these Americans who feel very strongly about protecting the borders. We don't support people coming into our country. You all this and that and the other, right? And you're supposed to be coming here. And there are people from St. Lucia, they support that kind of thing as well. People who are living in the U.S., St. Lucians.
Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think some individuals have always been so vocal about it on social media. Now that Donald Trump and how he speaks, his rhetoric, they feel emboldened.
Yeah, to come out. To come out and say those things.
And that's what it is. The difference is Donald Trump.
And as I was saying, these people have always existed, but they wouldn't come out and say anything.
The difference is Donald Trump.
Right? So now they feel, I can see how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is scary. You know why I'm saying this is scary? Because I always use the example of Dr. Jack Kevorkian, who started this thing about the thing where you take somebody's life. What do you call it again? I'm forgetting the name right now. Where you mercifully take somebody's life. The person wants to die. Mm-hmm. Okay? The name doesn't...
Assisted suicide.
Assisted suicide, but there's a fancy name for it.
Yeah.
When he came on the scene, he was arrested for doing that. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I remember saying to myself, boy, I'm sure there are people out there who are watching what Dr. Jack Kevorkian did, and they're going to take that to another level.
Yeah.
Today, it's like considered part of an offering for tourism industry in certain countries. So many people are
doing it now and going to
these countries.
Australia and some other countries are doing it now. And there's a reason why people want to do it, because they figure that they do not have anything to live for. Some others that have spoken openly about it have said that they have a medical condition and it has taken a toll on them, and they just don't feel like they can go through it anymore, and it's the easiest choice for them. And it's expensive too.
And when I saw it, I said to myself, boy, yes, it's true, they try to silence him by putting him in prison, but listen, what he did was something that was unlawful at that time. And today, there are countries, even England now, they're going through the same thing. I think they're trying to pass legislation to allow it, right? So when you have a guy like Donald Trump, as you said there, who just comes out brazenly and call people all kinds of names and being disrespectful, especially to females, you see it, you hear it.
That's a new low for president.
And if he can get away with that, there are people who are watching him. And I fear, what I fear? That whoever comes after him may be worse.
That's the thing that we always that doesn't seem to be in the forefront of our minds. We always have someone who is there, maybe young, quite young, and who's listening and viewing, and they're going to mimic, because not all of us are wired the same way. Take instance for a serial killer back in the day, and fast forward 2 years later, you have similarities in a string of murders similar to what happened years ago.
Yes.
And in terms of leadership, the same thing applies. There might be a young child fascinated about Donald Trump, and he's going to do the same, or she's going to do the same. And what we do, what we say, how we do it, how we carry ourselves, when we are given that position of power or leadership, we need to be very, very mindful, because people are watching, and someone is always willing to outdo you.
Yeah.
To be better than you, to do more than you did.
Yeah.
And go to extremes.
Look, you listen to the talk, for example, in Trinidad and Tobago, right, where you have Kamala Persad Bissessar saying, boldface, Trinidad first, She's repeating the same
She's
thing
repeating
that
the
Trump
same
is
thing.
saying. Trinidad and Tobago first. That's how Trump talks, right?
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, listen to her rhetoric right now. Kill them all violently. Who'd ever think a Caribbean leader would be speaking like that?
That's strong words from a leader.
Yeah, kill them all
And she
violently.
has support. She has people who support her. When you listen to them on social media and you hear them speak, it's all about, the focus is solely on guns and narcotics and seeing how that aspect that has infiltrated the country and affected so many lives and taken over. So the support for that in particular, that's why so many people are supporting her based on that, because they want back their country. But there are ways to do things. There are ways to say things, especially as a leader
Exactly.
of a country.
But the point is, somebody's saying it, and they're saying, hey, if he can say it, I can say that too. Right? And I'll be bold enough and bad enough to even say it.
Yeah.
Okay? She sounds like she's even stepping away from CARICOM. That's the way she sounds. But anyway,
The
getting
last
back to
thing
my
I
point.
heard, it seems like that.
Getting back to my point. So, Piers Morgan was interviewing her. Yeah, fairly young guy. Young guy. His name is Nick Fuentes. That's his name. Young guy. But apparently he has a podcast. And he says a lot of crazy things. Right?
Where is it from?
He's from the US. He's from the US.
Surname is
Yeah.
kind of different.
Probably the family tree. I think they have some. I think they kind of like Mexican
I
kind of
figured.
thing, and you know, Italian, and you know, he was talking about his family tree and so on. So, folks, you can go watch it, you know, on YouTube. So he was Piers Morgan's guest, and you know what the guy said? The guy actually admitted, you know. I watched the number of views. I think that program had close to 500,000 views at that time. Close to 500,000
Wow.
at that time. So I'm sure as that thing begins to spread and people share it, I'm sure it may even top, maybe past 1 million or
Yeah.
even more than that.
And that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Live?
No, it wasn't live.
It wasn't?
Because that when I watched it, they said it came out like about 3 hours ago.
Okay, so
At that
you
time.
passed that mark by before the weekend.
Probably so, right? But when I watched it, it was close to 500,000 people. The guy said there in the presence, two things he said. He said, his name is Nick Fuentes. He says openly, I am a racist. He said that.
What?
I am a racist.
That's scary.
Very scary.
That is
Even Piers
really
Morgan
scary.
saying to him, you know, how could you be so bold about something like that? Okay? The guy doesn't care. He's telling you, yes, I'm a racist. Okay, and he's telling you all the reasons why he's a racist.
And what reasons
He
did
can't
he give?
stand black people. He cannot stand
Oh,
black
my
people.
word. That's
You know what he said?
made
You know what
me
he said?
so uneasy.
You know what he said? He said, if black people were in jail, America would be a paradise. Those were his
No,
words.
he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What?
He said, if black people were in jail, America would be a paradise.
Individuals like that shouldn't be given the platform to speak.
Well, he has his platform, and Piers now Piers was not pleased with what he was saying at all.
Oh my word.
Piers was going through him and you know, trying to show him up and but he didn't care. He did not care. That's what I'm saying. There's something going on. I think you're probably right about that. But these people feel emboldened to come out now and say those things, to say, go back with your old religion, back to your country, right? Because you're a Muslim. Just so.
But again, we go back to these social media platforms. There's so many restrictions in place. That should be one that sends alarm bells, and he should be taken off completely.
Probably so. I don't know what's going to happen.
Because if you're
but
bold
hey,
enough to speak in that manner, what else would you do?
but let me ask you a question then. What do you do about Donald Trump then when he says Somalis are garbage? Okay, when he calls
needs to be taken to
reporters
task for that statement.
all kinds of, especially the females, all sorts of derogatory
That's disrespectful as a president.
names and so
Never
on.
happened.
So if they remove Fuentes, what about me? What about him?
I think, boy, sometimes when I think of Donald Trump, I just have to shake my head. What else to do? The only other thing that we could do is just pray for the man to change his tongue. Like pray, continue praying and
No,
praying
man.
and praying. But
you know the Bible talks
I don't
about
even know.
that sort of thing. The Bible talks about a certain group of people who have become so hardened that not even God just gives up on them. There's no hope anymore, right?
and you think he's one of?
I think so. This guy is just incorrigible. He I don't think anybody can reach this guy. because he is what he's going so in a certain direction, and nothing is stopping him. And to make it worse now, he has all his friends there, like the Benjamin Netanyahu's and so on. The same thing where you're telling me you can be killing, no, not killing is too nice, murdering little children, babies, and so on, and that doesn't trouble you in any form or fashion. He's so unashamed of himself that he said he's going to write to the Nobel Committee, telling a man that's wanted for war crimes at The Hague. He's going to tell the Nobel Committee to give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. What the heck?
What? Are you serious right now?
You are wanted for war crimes.
I was just supposed to say so.
Wanted for war. The guys
That
have
is
no
crazy.
shame. So fellas like that, their heart,
That is
the Bible tells you,
crazy.
their heart is seared with a hot iron. You know what that means? You ever see when you're taking a soldering iron, and then you're trying to put two pieces of metal together, and you see how the way it does it.
The sound it makes as well.
Yeah, seared with a hot iron. Them fellas just they've gone.
There's no
them fellas don't have a soul anymore. They don't have a soul anymore. My gosh, man! For the man to come out and say that, if black people, he said it, folks. He said, go watch it. Go watch Piers Morgan and interview Nick Fuentes. You'll hear him saying it. The guy has no shame. He's telling everybody, say, yes, I'm a racist. Yes, I'm a racist.
I wonder what got him to that point.
Black people. If he's blaming black people for everything.
Do anything to him? That's what I'd love to know. If something happened in his life that caused him to be so angry.
No, these guys look at what's happening in the different states and so on. You see like what Trump is doing, sending National Guard to go on because they have so they're blaming that. They say if you look at the statistics, most of the crime is being perpetrated by black people.
That's been something that's been said for quite some time.
But Piers Morgan said to him, but you have white people doing the same thing.
I was just about
maybe the numbers obviously are different.
Yeah.
Right? Because Piers Morgan spoke about the attacks at schools and so on, right? When they have
exactly.
And these are usually perpetrated by white people. Mm-hmm. Okay? So but he was saying, look at the difference in the statistics. How many white people do that sort of thing? So let me tell you, the guy can't stand black people.
Well, I feel sorry for him.
And
I hope someone reaches out to him, and maybe some way down the line he has a change of heart. Because just imagine him saying that, and he has support and more support because he has the platform to speak. When you have the platform to speak, you know what happens to other people watching you and their hearts, and they're listening. And these people might be ones to go out there and commit crimes against black people.
Exactly. Because he's blaming black people for the state of America. That's what I say. And to some degree, scary. Trump doesn't say directly.
That is scary.
He doesn't say directly, but when you hear things like Somalis are garbage, I mean, this is crazy.
That statement is not only shocking, but what if someone in the United States decide to start now attacking people from Somalia?
But the Somalians, they interview them, they say they're not even going out.
You can't as a leader of a country just be so bold to make statements of that sort. That's scary. You're putting so many people's lives at risk. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. That's I don't know.
But he doesn't care. He doesn't care. And the sad thing, as I said to you, there are people, solutions, who like this guy.
Yeah. For me, I like how we've always said, wrong is wrong, right is right. He's a human being just like all of us. His behavior and what he says, you have to condemn that. You can't support that behavior. No, that's wrong.
Very few voices are condemning his behavior. Very, very few voices.
It's wrong.
Very, very few. And those that are trying to say something, they've been taken to court.
And they're being attacked as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Anyway, so these are the times that we're living in, folks.
Kind of scary.
And as I said a while ago, we were both agreeing that apparently there's a platform for this kind of behavior, and somebody's out there always watching and feel that, hey, I can take this to another level. Because for the lady to come out and speak that way, to say to all Muslims to go back to your country where you came from, if your whatever religion, whatever term she used to describe it, and she's boasting of how she's a Christian.
No.
These people are
she's religious, not
terrible.
a Christian.
Yeah, you're right. They're terrible ambassadors.
She's religious, not a Christian.
Anyway, so I haven't had a chance to really talk about that because over the last few weeks there, a bit more in the politics and so on. But the police have been making some real inroads. The police in St. Lucia, where this issue of narcotics and so on are concerned, making a number of arrests and charges being proffered against certain individuals. Names coming up there. I don't want to even repeat the names, to be honest with you, because I just find it so it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, and you have to ask yourself, what's going on in those people's lives that they feel they need to do that? We have a problem with illegal firearms. We have a problem with illegal drugs and things like that. And for you to be a facilitator of that, as I said, I'm not going to. And young people,
when you hear the names and you hear the age range,
young people.
That's something that.
Okay, and it's a lot. I mean, you have to ask what is happening in their lives that they feel, compelled to assist in illegality, because these people are working for somebody, some people trying to get that stuff into the country, and they make it relatively easy for them to do it.
There could be a number of contributing factors to someone taking that route, Andre. Maybe the amount of money that they're making on a monthly basis, that could be a factor. Another factor could be they or someone they know has medical issues and they're trying to fund that.
Good.
That could be something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not the one doing it. But what stands out in this story is that when you hear the police going and making inroads, this is coordinated effort on the police's part. But it's also scary for us as St. Lucians, knowing that every week the police is intercepting something at our seaports. And they're laying charges
against
on
people
individuals
who work in the system.
Exactly. And
people
it's not isolated, though.
People who we're supposed to trust.
Yep.
You're given that
It's
responsibility.
Scary.
Yeah,
It is scary.
So, but you're making some good points as to what may be going on in their lives. There's something that's happening that's why they feel I could take a chance like that to
do something.
To those things.
Sometimes they get involved. I have that bill to pay, that to do, or whatever. Maybe they coax them into thinking, hey, more money will come. But still, you're putting so many lives at risk. Our communities, family members. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This is bigger than us. When you hear of the police, the scope of this is huge. And I'm happy that the police officers, the K9 unit and so are making so many inroads, and kudos to them, giving us updates on it as well.
Quite a few arrests and quite a large amount of these illicit things, right, are being confiscated. Okay, cannabis came up, cannabis wax. I never heard that one, cannabis wax.
Never heard of it either.
What is that, cannabis wax? Of course, I heard about the compressed marijuana already.
Me too.
Yeah. So it seems a lot of people into the... they also had liquid cocaine.
What?
Liquid cocaine. Yeah.
Hair? Okay, well, maybe.
And I said,
that's
folks,
organized
people's
trafficking
names,
right there.
people's names are actually being mentioned there. I'm not going to repeat those names. I feel embarrassed for those people.
I wonder what it is. I'm not sure. I'd love to find out why they did it. Maybe the police could,
sometimes a better life. A better life.
Yeah, that's
they
one
feel
of the
as though,
reasons.
the salary that they're making, as you said a while ago, it ain't knocking. So if I can make maybe $10,000 in one day, I'm just giving it as an example. Imagine what I can do for some people.
But when you do get the money, it benefits you short term. Try to find other ways, and I know some people are saying that it's difficult to find jobs. You hear that all the time, or the salaries there.
But these are in a
so
job.
Much, but you're in a job already.
Yeah.
You in a job already, man. Gosh, man, that's well organized. That doesn't just happen overnight. Someone had to go to them and say, hey, I would love for you to do this, and this is how much you're going to get paid. I do not know how they do it, but that's well organized.
Another thing too, I wonder what message, what body language is involved when a person who wants to bring in maybe illegal firearms, illicit drugs into the country, and that they could look around, right, through a gaze and see who are among those 5 people there could I actually go to with an idea like that, and to feel reasonably comfortable that person will agree to it. I wonder if there's something about the person.
It could be who know who. Maybe someone part of the network knows someone that is going through a difficult time, or maybe is a trusted friend that they could approach. And if that person is weak in any way, there's your inroad right there to say, hey, I really, you working there. This is what I want from you. It could help that way. No one is going to find out, and so many other things.
Yeah.
That's very small, you know. It could be your son or daughter walking down the street going to school, and someone comes up to them innocently and says, can you bring this for that person down the road for me? Or your neighbor, not knowing what is in that package. Trafficking happens in a variety of ways. We just don't. We are so blinded to what's happening around us, and it is really, really scary that that has become part of us now. Organized crime.
Yep. Really sad. Really sad. Anyway, this guy, Ninja Man in Jamaica, Desmond Ninja Man Ballantine. You know what's interesting about that particular story? They had already sentenced him, I think, since 2017 to life in prison. Sentenced him, his son, and another guy who was probably a friend or something. Okay, so they already sentenced him to life in prison over this incident that took place back then in St. Andrew, where there was some altercation. You remember, you heard about Jackie recently? You know, they actually increased his sentence.
As for Jackie, so
Jackie has some serious issues. Just like I haven't read the story yet about Tekashi 69. Tekashi 69.
That's in
New York.
US.
In New York, yeah. This guy's another one again. Even the judge is saying, but listen, man, I don't understand you. Why aren't you changing your ways? Every time they have to be upping his sentence. They let him go. He goes back to doing the same thing again. Oh my gosh.
It goes back to having the right people around you, and maybe something really bad happened to him that he just can't let go of. So he's going to what he already knows that feels comfortable.
So there was some altercation. Now I'm trying to imagine. You know, I have my son Asani. Okay, I'm trying to imagine me on a vibe with my son, and for us to end up in a situation where guns are involved, because in that case there was an altercation, and they left. Okay, they left the scene and came back.
That's premeditated.
Yeah, they came back now with guns. So the guy now, the victim, realizes they're coming after him, so he runs, and he came, I think, face to face with a fence. So at that point now, he turns around, and to take the guys on, because he realized that if he doesn't do something, they're going to kill him. So one way or the other, he's going to defend himself. So in that process now, you have Ninja Man, you have his son right there, and you have this partner. And that's the thing. By the time you leave where you were there to go to look for the guns, you have two choices. Either you go and get the guns for true, or you pick up the phone and you do the smart thing, which is to call the police.
He should have done the latter. Okay. Pick up the phone and call the police. If you go back with a gun, what do you think is going to happen? You already have it in your possession.
They're so angry, right? And they can't, at that point there, for good sense to prevail, forget about it at that point there. So you come back now, the guy tries to defend himself. In the process now, they shot the guy. So all three of them were sentenced.
That's inevitable.
Yeah, to life in prison.
You already know that, hey, the moment you go and get a gun, what the outcome is going to be. You don't leave somewhere, go get a gun and return. Anything is possible. So the outcome was inevitable. You're going to take this man's life. Ninja Dan is a big name in dancehall.
Correct.
And yes, we're all human and we're all flawed, but at some point in time, didn't he say, hey, son, let's not do this?
Or the son to say him, dad.
Or dad.
Or the partner.
Exactly.
Let's not do this. Yeah, calm down.
That's why you always need people with level heads around us.
Yeah.
When
calm down.
You're the one who's easily angered, or we always need someone around us like
that. You're not leaving the house there. No, I'm going to block you. Things like that. I'm not going to allow you to do that. You remember O.J. Simpson? O.J. Simpson said he lost, somebody stole his memorabilia, his sports memorabilia. Remember that thing? And he found out that the guys were at some hotel. Now he was already out. Remember, he was found not guilty in the criminal trial, okay, of the death of his wife and Ron Goldman. And he now again instead of calling the police, he doesn't do that. He goes into the hotel and confronts the people,
Well,
and then
OJ,
you have
OJ self is another case. He figured, okay, I got off scot-free the first time. I'm OJ Simpson. Let me do this. That could have just been what it is.
But the point I'm making is that your right now has become your wrong. The fellas stole your sports memorabilia. You have a case. You go to the police. But he doesn't do that. He decides to take on the thing, and that's the same thing there with Ninja Man.
Yeah.
I wish him luck. He's the case is up for hearing March 23rd next year.
That's a long time. From 2009
17,
you said, to 17 when
yeah.
they finally got the verdict.
Mhm.
So now, boy, that's slow. That's a slow process. The postponements in the legal system, I can't begin to imagine what the individuals' families are feeling. Because they have to go through that all over again. It's like opening a wound. That's painful.
And then you have the other one there, Cartel.
Oh, he's out living his
Cartel.
life.
Yeah,
He got out on a technicality.
yeah.
And that's the scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary thing.
Like we have a visitor. You want to come in? Something. It must be really important. Okay. All is well there. All is well. We on air here.
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on? Oh, okay. For the unit. For the unit. Oh, okay. Well, not now. Just give us a few minutes, okay? All right. Sorry about that, folks. Something important is about to unfold here at Rev-Up. Our new signs are now here, apparently. So 97.1 is supposed to be 95.9. So the guys are downstairs, and they want to come upstairs to make the changes. So I think we'll have just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, we can.
Okay? Alrighty. So before we leave, anything you want to tell us about your show coming up a little later?
Rev Up the Homegrown, you already know, 11:30 to 12:30, and I have so many other things. Not only that, 12 Revs of Christmas. Keep listening. You might be the other winner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. You want to tell us what you're giving away today?
It's gonna be a surprise. Yesterday
Okay.
I gave away a perfume set, compliments Angels with wings, Angels without wings. Oh my God! Angels with wings, angels without wings. Good morning. So that's what I gave away today. But there's so many wonderful prizes to
Yeah.
choose from, Andre. I'm not sure because yesterday I just looked and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do the same thing today as
Okay.
well.
So what about your other interesting little snippets?
The science behind hugs. So I'll touch on that because research says it has a positive human connection, and it's great to hug someone. Some of us are afraid to hug people, so I'll touch on that. And there's also studies that shows that children who pay attention to their parents often they get skills that help them thrive later on in life, from decision making to emotional resilience. So it's important for you, if you're listening and you're at home, to listen to your parents.
So can you say that again? Children who do what?
Children who pay attention and listen to their parents, they often gain skills that help them thrive later on in life.
That's true. Because I said it already many times. If I'd only listened to my grandmother.
Yeah, I've said
If I'd
so many
only
times.
listened. If I'd only
Yeah.
listened. It's true. It's really, really true. They've been there already. Been there, done that.
When you've been there, done that. And there was one time on your program with Dr. Gilliard, he did say that our bodies store emotional experiences and they would show up later on in life. So I have been doing some research and there's evidence that points to that. From a very, very young age. They even saying, based on the studies, that even before you are born, as a baby growing in your mother's womb, your body, you're already storing experiences and it begins to affect you later on in life. So I'll touch on that as well.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Real heavy stuff. And again, the important thing is for we, the parents, to keep those things in mind and to try our best. We're not perfect. Okay, there's certain things that we have exposed our children to. I've done it already.
Yeah.
Right? And some of it we do deliberately. Others we do it out of ignorance. Yeah, we don't know better at the time. At the time. But nonetheless, the effects are still the same. So while we're not perfect, I want to stress that point. because as a human being, you're not perfect. You're going to make a mistake. You made a bad choice, bad decision. But we must try to limit the number of these negative experiences that the children have to go through.
I have to agree.
To try to limit that as much as possible, because doctor, and you were just repeating that.
Yeah.
That thing lives with the children, man.
It lives with you forever.
My gosh,
And
man.
some people even went and look at the names that you mentioned, TK69, Takashi.
Exactly.
69. That's another example.
So something.
The pain,
yeah.
the experiences that children go through from a very young age impacts them
And sometimes you never
for
see.
years.
You come across something you experience, and your mind just races back to some time you never even thought of.
Yes.
It was not even.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, it's a smell, the way something looks in front of you,
Yes.
and you see it, it just takes you back to some other thing that happened to you, some traumatic thing that you rather not even remember.
And maybe you never have. You found ways to cope,
Yeah.
especially if you were quite young.
What?
That's scary. And we as parents and caregivers, it's very important for us to remember that.
Yes.
Especially with the crime situation that we're having, as well the number of mental cases that we're having on island as well, and in the world. That's something too that we need to look at as well.
So keep that in mind, folks. It goes for me as well, right? To try to limit the number of times that the children go through these traumatic experiences. And the sad thing about it, as we're talking about that, and earlier we were talking about relationships and so on. Some of these things, a lot of that stuff happens in bad marriages, bad relationships. The kids have to witness all kind of trauma, right? Because of two people who can't get along.
If you can't get along, just leave. But most people don't think about leaving. They want to, and you've heard, I think there was one time, I can't remember what program it was or who was on, but we had a caller that said that she lived in a household and her parents stayed together for her, and that's the worst thing that they did, because she's suffering the consequences of that very act, that they stayed together for the children, because she had to live through it, what was happening in that household.
My gosh, boy, this is something else. Anyway, we got to wrap it up, folks. Sorry about that, but this is important. We have up to now our posters say 97.1, so the guys are actually here, and they're going to be straightening this. Well, changing the posters right now to 95.9 FM. It's been a while, so it's finally here. It's going to happen.
So that's a great thing.
All right, so we have to wrap it up. Sorry about that. I know those of you who wanted to have our shout outs and so on, but c'est la vie. All right. So in the meantime, we were also working on getting the parts for the transmitter. All I could say is that the parts have been ordered. They were ordered immediately, but it's just a system, the way things work. I was told, especially now at this time of the year, because of the Christmas rush and so on. So some of the packages are taking a little while before they actually come to St. Lucia.
And I want to say hats off to our engineer as well. He's really doing his best to try to get us back on air. So good morning to you. Cosma, sending you love and kisses and hugs. Mwah.
Indeed. Yes, Cosmos is trying to do something in the meantime to keep us on the air.
Yeah.
But I guess, he'll have to go back to the drawing board, as they say. Who was it that I think the inventor of the light bulb that said, 10,000 ways it couldn't be done?
Yes.
So Cosmos, that's only one. That's only one.
And I can't wait when he does it. It's like, whoosh, that smile on his face. Yeah.
All right. So, folks,
He's had it ever since.
This has been Hard Drive. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing. If we're on DBS, thank you very much.
Thank you so much
for taking the time to check us out. So thank you, Kina. Have yourself a great show. Kina will be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Then from 3, Zen the DJ until 6 o'clock this evening. Then from 6, we have Doctor in the House until 7. So I'll be back here this evening to co-host, if you will, Doctor in the House with Dr. Leonard Surratt. So do enjoy the rest of your day. Hard Drive was brought to you with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we truly care. During life's most difficult moments, we want you to know you are not alone.
At Rambali's, we are dedicated to providing dignity, compassion, and comfort when you need it the most.
Our caring team is here to walk with you every step of the way, whether it's in planning a gentle farewell or celebrating the beautiful life of your loved one.
We understand how precious they are, and we promise to honor their memory with the utmost respect and love.
Let us help you find peace and solace during this challenging time.
Please reach out to us at
758-452-2021 Castries or 758-454-9239 Latuni, Viewfort, or visit us at ramballiesfuneral.com.
We're here for you, ready to listen, support,
and serve with heartfelt compassion. You can lean on us.
At Ram Valleys,
we care.
Rev it up this Christmas with 95.9 FM.